stuff starts, like a big wind comes up, I might need your help grabbing stuff so it doesn't blow in the pool. Good morning, folks. This is Tom Rucci, and I am your live stream host today for the MNSI Regional Long Course Championship at the Austin Municipal Pool. We want to welcome everyone here this morning. Today's event is co-hosted by Riptide Swim Team and Atlanta Swim Federation. It'll begin in about, let's see, what time is it? About 10 minutes or so from now. This weekend's meet welcomes from the Barracuda Aquatics Club, Black Dog Swimming, Black Line Aquatics, Edina Swim Club, Northfield Swim Club, the Red Wing Swim Club, the Tiger Sharks, Winona Swim Club, and as I said before, your hosts, teams for today will be the Atlanta Swim Federation and Riptide Swimming. This meet is held under the sanction of USA Swimming. This weekend's officials are going to be Pat Thompson, the meet referee, Bill Steffen, meet starter, and Robert Deeb, meet administrator. We also want to thank all of our officials, coaches, and of course our meet volunteers, and of course you for watching today. As I said, we'll get started about 10 minutes from now, I would imagine. So sit back, get ready for some swimming enjoyment. We'll begin about 8:55 or so this morning, and I'll let you enjoy some sights and sounds from the pool in the meantime.
Lane 4, Red Wing Swim Club, Charlie Jacobson, Sienna Yaki, Grace DeWolf, Kate Flash. Is that it? Perfect. And then have some fun. You want to play with it and say, oh man, heat number 2. Just have some fun. If you don't feel comfortable, what you just do is absolutely pacing that you use is perfect. All right, sounds good. Otherwise, people get nervous and they read super fast. And remember, they're listening to an echo, so please just slow down. Great job. Great job. You're natural. Dad, do you have a pen or a pencil? Which I put it in your M70 outdoor this year. I'll get you one.
anything to eat?
I think I'm good.
All right. And since you probably know some of these people, I might ask you how to say some of their names.
Okay.
Very stressful. And it's all, and it's a new miracle.
But I'd like to.
You know, you could probably get more clients to volunteer with me like this kid. Open up maybe the Friday slot and shit like
I'll tell you my three. I have Calgary and we're both.
I was gonna say.
All right, it's 8:50. Should I make the announcement?
Yeah. You do the good morning thing.
Instead of hello everyone, should I just say good morning?
Yeah, like you say, make it yours. If you screw up, just work through it.
Good morning everyone and welcome to the awesome municipal pool and the
This weekend's meet welcomes team from Barracuda Aquatics Club, Black Dog Swim Club, Black Glass Aquatics, United, or North Club, Red Wings Swim Club, Tiger Shark Swim Club, known as Swim Club, and the host team for the Brandis Swim Federation. This meet was held under the sanction of the CCO. We would like to take this opportunity to invite guests looking at the consumption of alcohol families or spectators are only in designated areas, but live rooms are for swimmers only. Last but certainly not least, there's no we respectfully ask for your cooperation to remain quiet at the start of each race. Flash card is prohibited at the start of each race. This weekend, your officials are Pat Thompson, the referee, Phil Steffen, the start, and Robert E. media administrator. Thank you to our officials, coaches, and media volunteers here. This is great. Now, please rise and remove your mask.
Not yet. Say not yet. Not yet. Tell them to sit back down. Are you guys ready? All right, now here's the bad part. Quickly on your phone, because you're really good, get on the phone and go to YouTube.
Look up on YouTube the Marine Corps National Anthem.
All right, folks, we're about to begin our swim meet here this morning. Once again, our officials today are Pat Thompson, the meet referee, Bill Steffen, meet starter, and Robert Deeb, the meet administrator. This weekend welcomes teams from Barracuda Aquatics Club, Black Dog Swimming, Black Line Aquatics, Edina Swim Club, Northfield Swim Club, Red Wing Swim Club, Tiger Sharks, Winona Swim Club, and of course your co-host teams are the Atlanta Swimming Federation and Riptide Swimming. All right, up first, folks, is event 83. Girls 11 to 12, 200-meter freestyle relay. This will be heat 1 of 2. In lane number 4 for the Red Wing Swim Club is Charlie Jacobson, Sienna Yaki, Grace DeWolf, Kate Flatham. And in lane number 5 for Riptide is Aaron O'Connell, Helen Higginbotham, Ruby Dalen, and Olive Sisson.
I feel like maybe it has to do with the technology being right next to this. They might know. What'd you guys do yesterday? Same thing. Really? We had Katie Lucas and that's my daughter. She's saying when I saw something on Friday. It just wasn't loud enough. But yeah. I'm surprised. Next time for the relay, should I announce the swimmer that's in the water? Like not all at once? Do them all at once. I know, because we're doing it on the love street. If you're doing this, then yeah, you can do it loud. So which swimmer's in the water now? I want to say from Red Wing, it should be Grace DeWolf and Ruby Dallin. Okay, so we're down here? I think so, yeah. So which means, if that's the case, get ready with the microphone for heat number 2. And then what you'll do is when you hear the 3 beeps, then you say, beep 2. That's all you say. And you slide until they're done, and then you'll do the next beat. Or you'll do the next beat. So, tweet, tweet, tweet. Then you say beep 2. And then 3, and then they dive in. And then go on with the names and everything. No, you don't have to do the names. Yes, I'm sorry, yes. Yeah. Then you go on with the names, yes. Easy enough.
All right, folks, let's watch as they come on back here. Oh, here we go. They're coming into view as we speak. Touching first is the Red Wing Swim Club. Let's see the results here real quick as heat number 2 gets up into the blocks.
Riptide Swim Team. Vivian Cole, Emma Paul.
In lane number 2 for Riptide Swimming is Vivian Kohler, Emma Paul, Claire McKinley, and Ava Gullickson. In lane 3 for Riptide is Addie Falcon, Audrey Heggie, Iris Polvoni, and Lauren Bach. Lane number 4 swimming for Riptide is Nora Behrens, Kaylin Dubois, Savannah Kirchhoff, and Olive Patterson. In lane number 5 for Edina is Nora Precker, Evie Eicher, Ella Fleming, and Natalie Christ. And in lane number 6 with Edina is Constance Reisner, Lydia McAuliffe, Genevieve McLaughlin, and Ella Hughes. And in lane number 7 for Blackline Aquatics is Kate Mechtel, Emma Butler, Sophia Bizzato Krell, and Morgan Rutherford.
said you and last.
Like you doing or like this? Live stream or that?
How about this? Like this.
I did that on almost all of last year. I did a lot of all the crazy stuff at Riptide.
Yeah.
Me and Michael Keith are the two
Oh, yeah,
crazy guys.
That's cool. He's the middle school principal over on Northfield.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All right, our next event is going to be event 84. This will be boys 11 to 12, 200-meter freestyle relay. This will be a one-heat event.
Event 84, boys 11 12, 200-meter freestyle relay.
In lane number 3 with Riptide Swimming is Griffin Smith, Parker Stuckey, Philip Simring, and Ivan Kircher. In lane number 4 for Riptide is Jace Hansen, Kyle Hadsel, Logan Wolf, and Owen Jenin. In lane number 5 with Edina is Iman Huey, Burhanuddin Taiwala, Mark Peters, and Nico Gotti. In lane number 6 with Edina is Johnny Hemberger, James Reisner, Louis Lambert, and Avesta Mirza Sadehi.
Yeah, I should have taken a look at that. I kind of paused and I was like, I'm just going to bomb it.
Yep, you did perfect. You didn't make that.
That's good to know.
And then I was saying stuff that they think is stupid.
That's good to know.
And there's also some names, girls and women are in the lane.
I'll try to remember that.
Those are the ones people told me.
Oh, okay.
You screw it up, you screw it up. Don't worry. All right, get ready with the mic, Sam. I would turn it on. It says ready.
Our next event is going to be event 85. This will be girls 10 and under, 200-meter freestyle relay. This also will be a single heat event. So this will be heat number 1 coming up. Just going to take a minute while the swimmers get set. We'll have 6 lanes of swimming here, represented by 2 different teams, both the Riptide Swim Team and the Edina Swim Club.
Event 85, girls 10 and under, 200-meter freestyle relay. Heat 1.
In lane number 2 with Riptide Swimming is Ellie Wegner, Emily Graw, Gwyneth Herman, and Olivia Dubois. In lane number 3, Riptide Swim Team, Fiona Prill, Addie Plone, Evie Ferris, and Nora Ferris. In lane number 4 with Edina, Willa Moser, Elena Mendoza, Isla Wensman, and Jane Brinkman. In lane number 5 with Riptide Swimming, Morgan Sims, Dalen Schmidt, Freya Simmering, and Savannah Scrafford. In lane number 6 with Edina, Izzy Kane, Gia Narang, Julia Levis, and Anna Taperno. In lane number 7 with Riptide, Elizabeth Meyer, Chloe Quee, Addie Vitas, and Santa Roy. Let's watch here as they make the interchange. There we go, into the water. Lane number 5 does appear to be in the lead. That is the Riptide team, followed very closely by lane number 4, which is Edina. All right, here they come back. Touching first is lane number 4. That's the Edina Swim Club, followed by lane number 5, which is Riptide Swimming. Coming in third, it looks like it'll be lane number 7 here. And it is lane number 7. Lane number 7 is Riptide. Next up is Event 86, boys 10 and under 200-meter freestyle relay, heat 1 of 1.
In lane 4, Riptide Swim Team, Elliot Loach, Eddie McGarvey, Joey Howie,
All right, in lane number 4 for Riptide Swim Team is Elliot Lesh, Eddie McGarvey, Joe Howie, Nicholas Siegler. And in lane number 5 for Edina Swim Club is Freddie Sen, Theo Nguyen, Graham Cresswell, and Jack Rendall. This is going to be a tight one. Let's take a look at the photo finish on that one. Yep, Edina in lane number 5 touched first, followed by Riptide in lane number 4. Next up is event 87. That'll be girls 11 to 12, 200 meter IM. This will be heat 1 of 5. Folks, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
6 and 7. Can you jump in? Thank you, sir. For 4 minutes. We're ready. So I'm making sure we're good. As soon as that hits 9:16, we're rolling now.
I love it.
And not a second too late.
Right,
okay?
exactly.
Tight ship.
What do we got? I am. Is that what we got coming up?
Girls 11, 12, 200 meter IM. T1.
Once again, this is event 87, girls 11 to 12, 200 meter IM. This will be heat 1 of 5.
In lane 3 from Medina Swim Club,
In lane
Claire
number
Brinkman.
3,
In lane 4 from Tiger Shark Swim Club,
Claire Brinkman
Emma
with
Close.
Edina.
In
Lane
lane
number
5
4,
from Black
Emma
Line
Close
Aquatics,
with the Tiger
Ella
Sharks.
Schlegel.
And in lane 5, Ella Schlegel with Black Line Aquatics. Folks, let's get that off the screen. That'll make it a lot easier to see. There we go. So again, this is event 87, girls 11 to 12, 200 meter IM. In lane number 3, Claire Brinkman with Edina. Lane number 4 is Emma Close with the Tiger Sharks. And lane number 5, Ella Schlegel with Black Line Aquatics. So it's They were the ones yesterday that sent me a message on my live streams telling me how to pronounce it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. Now you know how I feel.
Oh jeez. Dubois.
It's a beautiful day here in Austin, Minnesota at the Austin Municipal Pool. Plenty of sunshine, little light wind. Nice turnout here from the crowd. We're all set for just a beautiful day of swimming.
So it's going to be in lane 1 for 111, right? Yep.
Again, you're watching event 87. This is girls 11 to 12, 200 meter IM. This will be 5 heats of swimming. And this is our first heat. Does appear that Emma Close in lane number 4 is leading the pack down here. Let's watch as she comes back to the finish line. She will touch first for Red Wing.
So close.
All right, folks, this is heat number 2 of event 87, girls 11 to 12, 200 meter IM. In lane number 1, Sienna Yaki with Red Wing. Lane number 2, Ava Gullickson with Riptide. Lane number 3, Olive Sisson with Riptide. Lane number 4, Selena Chen with Riptide. In lane number 5 is Greta Peterson with Blackline Aquatics. With Edina. In lane number 6 is Emma Butler. She's with Blackline Aquatics. And in lane number 7 is Evie Eicher with Edina.
Either Yaki or Gullickson, but I think he's way over in lane 7. I think so. Should I go over and talk about it? Say,
If you want to.
okay.
But if you're not sure, don't say it. Looks to me like now Gullickson is overtaken.
All right, folks, looks like Ava Gullickson has taken first place at this time as she makes her way back to the finish line. And in lane number 2, Ava Gullickson will touch first. Touching second is Sienna Yaki. Touching third over in 7 is Evie Eicher. Next up is heat number 3 of event 87, girls 11 to 12, 200 meter IM. Into the water they go. And lane number 1 is Lucy Kelly with Barracuda. Lane number 2, Chelsea Graw with Riptide. And lane number 3, Claire McKinley with Riptide. Lane number 4, Kaylin Dubois with Riptide. Lane number 5 is Anita Matsura with Northfield. And lane number 6 is Aaron O'Connell with Riptide. In lane number 7 is Ruby Dallin with Riptide. Lane number 8 is Megan Rucci with Riptide.
Mark, I'll hold you affection for 8.
Pretty close race here between lanes 3 and 4. Lane 3 was Claire McKinley with Riptide. Lane 4 is Kaylin Dubois with Riptide. Touching first does appear to be Claire McKinley in lane number 3. Kaylin Dubois finished second. Touching third looks to be lane number 6. That's Aaron O'Connell with Riptide. Next up is heat number 4. Into the water they go. In lane number 1, Genevieve McLaughlin with Edina. Lane number 2, Constance Reisner with Edina. Lane number 3, Vivian Kohler with Riptide. Lane number 4, Ella Hughes with Edina. Lane number 5, Iris Polvoni with Riptide. Lane number 6, Lydia McAuliffe with Edina. Lane number 7 is Emma Paul with Riptide Swim Team. And in lane number 8, Morgan Rutherford from Black Line Aquatics. Looks like lane number 8, Morgan Rutherford with Blackline Aquatics, is currently setting the pace for the pool here as she heads back to the finish to end this heat.
Feel free if you want to add a little commentary. You can do anything you want in between.
Sounds good.
You don't have to, though.
Morgan will touch first, followed by lane number 5, which is Iris Polfoni with Riptide, and lane number 3. Let's get the results up here. Lane number 3 is Vivian Kohler, also with Riptide. Next up is our final heat. This will be heat number 5 of event 87, girls 11 to 12, 200 meter IM. In lane number 1, Olive Patterson with Riptide. Lane number 2, Miranda Francois with Barracuda Aquatics. In lane number 3, Addie Fakin with Riptide. Lane number 4, Ella Fleming with Edina. In lane number 5, Catherine Deeb with Riptide. In lane number 6, Claire Duelman with the Tiger Sharks. In lane 7, Lauren Bach with Riptide. In lane 8, Audrey Heggie with Riptide. Looks like Ella Fleming with Edina in lane number 4 might be setting the pace here, but very closely behind in lane number 5, Catherine Deeb with Riptide is challenging her for the lead. Let's see what happens here as they come back to this side of the pool. Looks to me like lane number 5, Catherine Deeb, has overtaken the lead by about a half a body length. Let's get a closer view as they make their turn. Absolutely, lane number 5, Catherine Deeb, has taken over the lead. Catherine gets a nice push off as she goes into her breaststroke, lengthens her lead by about a full body length at this point. Closely followed by lane number 4. Lane number 4 is Ella Fleming with Edina as they head down to the other end of the pool.
Yeah, I'm better at distance, but I really don't enjoy it, so I kind of have to do it.
During the next one, when we did a 200, I'm going to put the nice gear. What's your last name again?
Ledecky.
I'm going to have you and for a second. I'll ask you some of the same questions.
Okay.
It'll be kind of fun.
All right, Catherine Deeb in lane number 5 is leading the pack here as she makes her way back down to the finish line. You'll see her coming into view right about now, and she will touch first. I'll tell you what, who knew it? Lane number 2, that's Miranda Francois with Barracuda, will touch second. Let's get the results up. There you go. Touching third was Ella Fleming with Edina in lane number 4. Next up is event 88. This will be boys 11 to 12, 200 meter IM. This will be a 2-heat event. This will be heat number 1. Into the water they go. Lane number 1 is Graham Tillemans with Blackline. Lane number 2, Jarrell 2 with Barracudas. Lane number 3, Ivan Kircher with Riptide. Lane number 4, Augie Nyun Ingolsby with Edina. Lane number 5 is Logan Wolf with Riptide. Lane number 6, Brian Yang with Riptide. And in lane number 7, Aiden Sullen. So, folks, I'm joined here today with an in-pool announcer. We're lucky enough to have one of our swimmers from Riptide, and his name is Will. Will, why don't you tell everybody who you are?
My name is Will Radetsky. I swim for Riptide swim team.
And Will, what's your favorite stroke?
My favorite stroke, aside from freestyle, would be butterfly.
Butterfly, okay. Now, Will, I understand that you've got yourself a state time already, and you're all set to go, or several state times.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I have this state time in my freestyle events and my butterfly events, so I'm just getting ready and tuning things up for the state meet next weekend at the University of Minnesota.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, it's a real treat for us to have, one of the swimmers join us here to be able to assist with doing the in-pool announcing, and Will is doing just a great job today, so we want to thank him for doing that. And Will will be joining us periodically here with some online commentary as we watch the events unfold in front of us. Right now, it does appear lane number 4 is in the lead here, setting the pace for the pool. Lane number 4 is Augie Nguyen in Galsby with Edina.
It seemed pretty interesting. I mean, you have to handle the computers and everything. That didn't seem too bad.
Augie in lane number 4 is way out ahead. He is definitely going to be finishing first here. He's very strong swimming. Augie comes into this with a 3:24.29 previously, so he'll be looking to obviously better that time. Let's get a look here as we switch back to the other view. Augie finishes with a 3:01.04. All right, let's watch the others come back. Looks like lane number 3 will finish second here. Lane number 3 is Ivan Kircher with Riptide. And finishing third will be lane number 5. Lane number 5 is Logan Wolf, also with Riptide. And Logan will finish with a 3:25.30, which is almost the same time he went in with. He went into this with a 3:25.41 previously. Up next is heat number 2. This will be our final heat of event 88. Into the water they go. In lane number 1, James Reesner with Edina. Lane number 2, Parker Stuckey with Riptide. Lane number 3, Philip Simmering with Riptide. Lane number 4, Kyle Hadsel with Riptide. Lane number 5, Nico Gotti with Edina. Lane number 6, Burhanuddin Taiwala with Edina. Lane number 7, Mark Peters with Edina. And lane number 8, Jace Hansen with Riptide.
Jace Hansen in lane 8 taking the lead in backstroke.
So it looks like Jace Hansen in lane number 8 is setting the pace for the pool. Now, Jace comes into this with a 3:20.13 previously. Let's take a look here as they come into view of our starting cams. There he is. He'll make his turn first. And second place currently would be lane number 4. Lane number 4 is Kyle Hadsel. He's also with Riptide. Carl has a 3:01:45 previously.
Kyle Hadsall,
Catching up to Jace in the breaststroke.
no. Keep it in the back.
Kyle is making a challenge to Jace here.
Yep.
Kyle Hadsall in lane 4 taking first.
Folks, Kyle Hadsall in number 4 for Riptide will take first place. Next up is event 89. That's girls 10 and under, 200 meter IM. This will be heat 1 of 3. There they go into the water. In lane number 3, Lily Close with the Tiger Sharks. And lane number 4 is Kinsey Jacobson with Red Wing Swim Club. And in lane number 5 is Izzy Kane with the Edina Swim Club.
Shut up. You're up in 3 heats. You're up in 3 heats. How do I see?
No, I think this might be good. Should I say Austin, Minnesota, or just Austin works? Okay. You'll see several of them. Look for one Sunday. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
So we've got ourselves a race here between lane number 3 and lane number 5. Lane number 5 currently in the lead. Lane number 5 is Izzy Kane from the Edina Swim Club. She comes into this with a 3:34:88 previously. And second place is pretty tight between the other two. Lane numbers 3 and 4. That's Lily Close with the Tiger Sharks. And lane number 4 is Kinsey Jacobson, Red Wing. So as they made their turns, Izzy Kane with Edina continues to pull ahead just a little bit, followed by lane number 4, Kinsey Jacobson and Red Wing. And lane number 3, Lily Close with the Tiger Sharks, is in a third position, about a body and a half length away from Kinsey. All 3 of these swimmers are 10 years old. Again, this is girls 10 and under, 200 meter IM, event 89. This is heat number 1. There'll be 3 heats total in this event. They've made their turn at the other end of the pool. Heading on back, it will get really interesting here now as we see lanes 4 and 5 challenging each other for the lead. Wow, this is getting really close and exciting. I think lane number 4 has definitely pulled ahead and will touch first. Lane number 4 is Kinsey Jacobson with Red Wing. Touching second is lane number 5, Izzy Kane from Edina. And touching third will be lane number 3, Lily Close with the Tiger Sharks. Next up is heat number 2. In lane number 1, Elena Mendoza with Edina Swim Club. Lane number 2, Quinn Hatelli with Riptide. Lane number 3, Nora Ferris with Riptide. Lane number 4, Emily Graw, Riptide Swimming. Lane number 5, Addie Vitas, also with Riptide. In lane number 6, Anna Taperno with Edina Swim Club. In lane number 7, Savannah Scrapford with Riptide. Once again, folks, we're joined here today with our in-pool announcer. This is Will. He's one of our swimmers from Riptide who's heading right to state here with some great times. Will, tell us just a little bit about how you guys prepare and taper and get ready for the state champs.
Well, we mostly do what we usually do, same practice schedule. We continue dryland and some hard training up until about a week and a half before state, and then we slowly taper our practices down in length, and they get a little bit easier, but we're still keeping the intensity up a little bit and just keep making our bodies ready for state.
Well, Will, we wish you good luck here, and hopefully you do great. And we know you're going to do great things. And I know with the job you're doing here, they're going to want you back every time to do the announcing. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, folks, back to the action here. It does appear that in lane number 2 is Quinn Hatelli with Riptide. She has taken the lead. Lane number 4 is in second place. That's Emily Graw. Let's take a look here from the larger pool view. Lane number 2, Quinn Hatelli with Riptide, has a previous time of 3:27.65 yards, rather. That's her time for yardage. In lane number 4, closely following her there is Emily Graw with Riptide. She's got a 4:01.32 coming into this event. We have ourselves a battle here, folks, between lane number 2, Quinn Hatelli with Riptide, and lane number 4, Emily Graw with Riptide. They are fighting it out here for first place as they come back to the other end of the pool to finish this heat. Quinn Hatelli is barely hanging on to that lead. She's going to need to continue to turn those jets on. She's got about a body length lead. She is doing it. She's turning on the jets as we speak. Let's go watch as she makes her way back. She will touch first in lane number 2. Touching second will be lane number 4. That's Emily Graw with Riptide. Touching third, I believe, was lane number 1. It was. That's Elena Mendoza with Edina. Great job. There was a lot of excitement there in that one. Next up will be heat number 3. In lane number 1 is Evie Ferris with Riptide. Lane number 2, Ellie Wagoner with Riptide. Lane number 3, Morgan Sims with Riptide. Lane number 4, Dalen Schmidt with Riptide. Lane number 5, Isla Wensman with Edina. Lane number 6 is Freya Simring with Riptide. Lane number 7 is Aria Linsmeyer with Riptide. And lane number 8, Lauren McDonald with Blackline Aquatics. This is heat number 3. This is our last heat of event 89. This is girls 10 and under. 200 meter IM. Lane number 4, Dalen Schmidt, is currently leading the pack here. She's from Riptide Swimming. Her previous time is a 3:29.12 in this event. About 2 body lengths away is lane number 3. Lane number 3 is Morgan Sims, also with Riptide. She comes into this with a 3:34.52. Dalen Schmidt in lane number 4 for Riptide has lengthened her lead as she dominates this race. Down for her final turn before she comes back home to end this event and this heat. Dalen is a 10-year-old from Riptide. And we've got a variety of ages here. Isla Wensman in lane number 5 for Edina is the youngest swimmer in the pool at 8 years old. In lane number 3, Morgan Sims for Riptide is 9 years old. The rest of the swimmers are 10 years old. Lane number 4, Dalen Schmidt will finish first here. Battling for second place is between lane number 3 and 5. Lane number 3 again is Morgan Sims, the 9-year-old from Riptide. Lane number 5 is Isla Wensman with Edina, and she's the 8-year-old. So this is a great swim. Does look like lane number 5, Isla Wensman with Edina, will touch second. Let's see if she comes into the screen here. Yes, she does. Great swim.
Event 90, boys 10 under 200 meter height.
Up next is event 90. This is boys 10 and under, 200 meter IM. This will be heat 1 of 1. In lane number 1, Graham Cresswell with Edina Swim Club. Lane number 2, Theo Nguyen with Edina. Lane number 3 is William Zhang with Riptide. Lane number 4 is Nick Millard with the Tiger Sharks. Lane number 5, Elliot Loesch with Riptide. Lane number 6, Sam Jens with Barracuda. Lane number 7, Austin Wright with Edina. And lane number 8, Luke Bell with Edina Swim Club.
But then again, you know, the word PLOW is pronounced plow, but then there's no, grow. He was rambling about that in the car the other day.
William Jiang taking the lead backstroke. Coming in this race with a seat time of 3:27.
William Zhang with Riptide in lane number 3 is 9 years old. Comes into this with a 3:47.17 previously. And he has taken the lead here and sets the pace for this heat. Followed by lane number 5, I believe it is. Lane number 5, that's Elliot Loesch, also with Riptide. He's a 10-year-old. And he comes into this with a 3:42.07 previously.
It's going to take a couple minutes to get on the track.
Once again, folks, I'd like to take this time to thank all of our meet officials, our coaches, and volunteers, especially my partner in crime here, Will, who's doing the in-pool announcing. Also, our officials for this meet are Pat Thompson, meet referee, Bill Steffen, meet starter, and Bobby Deeb, the meet administrator.
Looks like Nick is taking the lead freestyle, closely followed by
Thank you. All right, as we watch him come back here for the finish, lane number 4 is going to take the finish. That's Nick Millard with the Tiger Sharks. Lane number 5 will finish second. That's Elliot Loesch with Riptide. Let's get the results up here on the screen. And finishing third will be William Zhang in lane number 3. All right, we're going to get the swimmers out of the pool here before we begin our next event. Next event is going to be a combined event. That'll be events 91 and 92. That'll be boys and girls, 8 and under, 50-meter freestyle. That is the difference between long course and short course. Long course is meters, short course is yards. And so what we need to do at this point with the 50-meter runs is we need to move all of the timers from the starting end of the pool all the way down to the other end of the pool, because this is a 50-meter pool here at the Austin Municipal Pool. So let's give them just a few minutes to get moved down to the other end of the pool, and we'll begin our combined events 91 and 92.
say events 91 and 92, boys and girls, 50-meter freestyle. Yes.
Let lane 8 know they're going to have. Let lane 8 know they will have a swimmer in the first heat.
Keep your mic hot because it'll be so
Lane 8.
fast.
Okay.
And you may have to kind of go fast with the names unless you can see what's happening. You know
Yeah.
what's going on.
All right, folks, things are getting set here for our next event. Next event, again, is a combined 91 and 92. Those are our event numbers. This will be both girls and boys, 8 and under, 50-yard, or 50-meter, rather, freestyle. I did it again, didn't I? Our swimmers are getting set at the starting blocks here.
We're on free now, right?
And the timers are now set at the other end of the pool, so we should begin in just another moment. Folks, if you like what you're seeing and hearing, please go ahead and hit the like button. That tells the teams here that you want to see more of this, and we certainly want to bring you more live streaming for those of you that can't make it here to the pool. We wish you could be here, but we understand it. I understand yesterday, in fact, we were reaching internationally all the way out to Poland, which is great. If you want to let us know where you're watching from, that would be great too. Go ahead and leave it in the comments. But please don't be afraid to smash that like button, because it does send a message that you want to continue to see these live streams. Once again, this is Tom Rucci. I'm your live stream announcer, and I'm joined here by our in-pool announcer, Will. Timers are getting a few instructions at the other end of the pool here before we begin. There it is. We've just heard the whistles. Again, this is events 91 and 92 combined. This is girls and boys, 8 and under, 50-meter freestyle. This will be heat 1 of 1. Into the water they go. In lane number 1, Whitney Jacobson with Red Wing. Lane number 2, Grace Nguyen with Black Line. Lane number 3, Nelly Agalilu with Riptide. Lane number 4, Cece Wolf with Edina. Lane number 5, Olivia Liu with Riptide. Lane number 6, Sarah Risdom unattached. Lane number 8 is Murphy DeMarco with Riptide.
Yeah, I can see that.
And is it new end?
New end, yeah. I made the mistake again, but. All right, now we're on.
Yep. Now we're on 93.
That's not fine. That's all good.
There you go, folks. Finishing first was lane number 3, Nelly Agaliu from Riptide. Next up is event 93. This is girls 11 to 12, 50-meter freestyle. This will be heat 1 of 6. These are all quick swims here, so watch close. In lane number 3, Claire Brinkman with Edina. Lane 4, Greta Peterson with Edina. And in lane number 5, Kate Flatham with Red Wing.
Gives you plenty of time to talk about swimming, something personal about your experience swimming.
I don't know. I think experience with swimming would be a good one.
do that when we get to the longer one.
All right, for sure.
All right, folks, finishing
Heat
first
two.
was Greta Peterson with the Dyna in lane number 4. Next up will be heat number 2. Swimmers are set in the blocks. Into the water they go.
In lane 2 from Riptide Swim Team, Sophia Reneto.
In lane number
In
2
lane
is
3
Sophia
from Black Line Aquatics, Ella Schlegel. In lane 4 from Riptide Swim Team,
Lane number 4,
Annabelle Schultz. In lane 5 from Black Line Aquatics, Sophia Macklin.
Lane number 6.
In lane 6 from Tiger Shark Swim Club, Emma Close. And in lane 7 from Black Line Aquatics, Eden McDonald.
Once again, this is event 93, girls 11 to 12, 15-meter freestyle. All right, finishing first was Greta Peterson with the Dyna in lane number 4. That was the last race. Waiting for the results here to update. I don't see it yet. I'm sure they'll be here in a minute. Here we go. There they are. It's now refreshed. I'm not seeing a... As soon as we do, we'll leave it up there for you so you can see. There it is. I'm sorry. So it's lane number 6. Emma Close. She is in lane number 6. Emma Close is a 12-year-old. Went into this with a 33.65 previously. Next up will be heat number 3. We'll get those results up as soon as they make them available, folks, for each one of these events. And heat.
In lane 1 from Riptide Swim Team, Julia Westwood. In lane 2 from Black Line Aquatics, Emma Butler. In lane 3 from Edina Swim Club, Day Olson. In lane 4 from Red Wing Swim Club, Sienna Yaki. In lane 5.
Folks, this is heat number 3. Lane number 1 is Julia Westholder, Riptide. Lane 2, Emma Butler, Blackline. Lane 3, Day Olson with Edina. Lane 4, Sienna Yaki with Red Wing. Lane 5, Ruby Dallin with Riptide. Lane number 6 is Olive Sisson with Riptide. Lane number 7 was Sophia Krell with Blackline. And lane number 8 was Megan Rucci. Next up will be heat number 4. Finishing first in that last one was Sienna Yaki in lane number 4. In case you missed it earlier. And this one, I'm not sure. They haven't posted the results yet. In lane number 1 is Kate Mechtel with Blackline. Lane 2, Siri Wernis with Edina. Lane 3, Grace DeWolf with Red Wing. Lane 4, Emma Paul, Riptide. Lane 5, Ava Gullickson with Riptide. Lane 6, Violet Canole with Northfield. Lane 7 is Erin O'Connell with Riptide. And lane 8 is Helen Higginbotham with Riptide. There's our results up now for heat number 4. Next up will be heat number 5. These go by so fast, folks, and the score from the digital source is a little bit delayed, so I apologize for that. We'll keep it coming to you. In lane number 1 is Claire McKinley with Riptide. Lane 2, Kaylee Thiessen with Barracuda Aquatics. Lane 3, Iris Polvoni, Riptide. Lane 4, Morgan Rutherford, Blackline. Lane 5, Audrey Heggie, Riptide. Lane 6, Lauren Bach, Riptide. Lane 7, Lydia McAuliffe, Edina. And in lane 8, Lucy Kelly with Barracuda Aquatics.
Lane 7 from Edina Swim Club, Lydia McAuliffe. And in lane 8 from Barracuda Aquatics Club, Lucy Kelly.
Finishing first was Iris Polvoni in lane number 3 with Riptide. Now next up will be heat number 6. This is our final heat of event 93. This is girls 11 to 12 50-meter freestyle. Into the water they go. In lane number 1 is Addie Falcon with Riptide. Lane number 2, Savannah Kirchhoff with Riptide. Lane 3, Natalie Christ with Edina. Lane 4, Nora Barron's Riptide Swim Team. Lane number 5, Miranda Francois, Barracuda Aquatics. Lane 6, Nora Precker with Edina. Lane 7 is Olive Patterson with Riptide. And lane number 8, Evie Eicher with Edina.
Eight from Edina Swimming. Heavy each.
Finishing first was lane number 6, Nora Precker with Edina. All right, folks, up next will be event 94. This will be boys 11 to 12, 50-meter freestyle. This will be 3 heats of swimming. We'll get that started in just a moment here. Getting a couple of things reset and fixed down at the other end of the pool.
Yes. As soon as I get it, yeah.
Folks, we have a lot of 50 meters here of swimming, so there'll be a lot of fast action here coming fast and furious across these interwebs. So hang on for just a second here as they try to fix one of the touchpads at the other end of the pool.
With these 50s, we can pretty much do nothing except what I was saying. There's just not enough time.
Coming up as a preview here, we're going to have 3 swimmers in the water for heat number 1. We'll have Kyler Petterkin from Edina. He's a 12-year-old. Comes into this event with a 35.15 previously. In lane number 4 is going to be Kieran Sokoley with Riptide. Kieran's also a 12-year-old. He comes into this with a 39.05. And in lane number 5 will be Aiden Solin. He's an 11-year-old from Riptide. And he has a previous time of 39.75.
Right after the breaststrokes.
Yes,
Or after the 8 numbers.
so maybe let's build it. Leave it on. Just take it down. Bring this with you. And just say, should I do this now or when should I do it? I'll take care of your baby. How long is it for?
This one's full? That's okay. You got one down there? Oh, okay.
Can you reach it?
Well, when I can't watch it, I might as well let it charge.
You want to put it in my bag?
Positive check-in for events 111, 112, 113, and 114. Ours is at the start.
Slide it in the bag here. Actually, you know what? Bring that green cord up here.
Oh, will it? Yeah.
You're on camera. There you go.
See if it's going to charge.
There you go.
Well, you're doing awesome.
Thank you.
You're an athlete.
Appreciate that.
He is doing great. You should have heard some of the folks at home. I had them on the air. They loved it.
Oh, I heard that. I was standing back, yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. You might have a career broadcasting.
Honestly, I find it a lot more interesting than swimming itself. Yeah. I like
All right, folks, we're getting a couple things here going here. There's some technical issues at the other end of the pool. They're just finishing up. We should be ready to go here in just a few minutes. Hopefully less than that. Here we go. See, I spoke too soon. Next up is event 94. This is boys 11 to 12, 50-meter freestyle. This will be heat 1 of 3. Once again, as I mentioned before, in lane number 3 is Kyler Petterkin with Edina. Lane number 4 is Kieran Sokoli with Riptide. And lane number 5 is Aiden Salin, also with Riptide. Good.
That's what speed it takes. I don't have power up yet.
Sadly, it's not the power tonight. You know how everyone's small, this big. Just stop today.
There you go. Finishing first was Aiden Salin with Riptide in lane number 5. Next up will be heat number 2. Into the water they go. There's Jarrell Toe with Barracuda. Lane number 2 is Graham Tillemans with Blackline Aquatics. Lane number 3, Johnny Hamburger with Edina. Lane number 4, Mark Peters with Edina Swim Club. Lane number 5, Avesta Mirza Sadehi with Edina. And lane number 6, Philip Simring, Riptide. Lane number 7, Ivan Kircher with Riptide. And lane number 8, Brian Yang. Let's see how they finish here. Finishing first is Johnny Hamburger with Edina. Finishing second, I believe, was it Mark Peters with Edina? Well, you can see it on your screen here. Next up is heat number 3. In lane number 1, Iman Huey with Edina. Lane number 2, Owen Jenin with Riptide. Lane number 3, Max Hartwell with Blackline. Lane number 4 is Jace Hansen with Riptide. Lane number 5, Kyle Hatzel with Riptide. Lane number 6 is Logan Wolf with Riptide. Lane 7 is Griffin Smith with Riptide. And lane number 8 is Burhanuddin Taiwala with Edina. Finishing first on that one was Jace Hansen with Riptide. He's been a fast swimmer all along here, not surprised by that. Next up is going to be event 95. This is girls 9 to 10, 50-meter freestyle. This will be heat 1 of 4. Into the water they go. And lane number 3 is Aria Linsmeyer with Riptide. Lane number 4, Olivia Dubois with Riptide. Lane number 5 is Julia Levis with Edina. And lane number 6 is Lauren McDonald with Blackline Aquatics. In lane 3 and lane 6, Aria and Lauren, they're both 10-year-olds. Lane number 4 and 5, Olivia and Julia, are 9-year-olds. Let's watch as they make it down to the other end of the pool. We'll try to keep an eye on the finish here for you. Well, I'm not seeing the feed yet for the new event. Next up will be heat number 2. By the way, Lauren McDonald will finish first for Blackline in the last one. Lane number 1 of heat 2 is Quinn Hatelli, Riptide. Lane number 2 is Gwyneth Herman, Riptide. Lane 3, Emily Graw with Riptide. Lane 4, Kayla Schroeder with Riptide. Lane number 5 is Ellie Wagoner, Riptide. Lane 6, Gia Narang, Edina. Lane number 7, Chloe Quee with Riptide. Lane number 8 is Lily Close with the Tiger Sharks. All right, finishing first was Kayla Schroeder with Riptide in lane number 4.
Heat 3.
Next up is heat number 3. Again, there'll be 4 heats of swimming in this event. So this is heat number 3.
Riptide swim.
In lane number 1 is Evie Ferris from Riptide. Lane 2, Nicole Cambry with Riptide. Lane 3, Izzy Kane with Edina. Lane 4, Hannah Von Ruden with the Barracuda Aquatics. Lane number 5 is Kinsey Jacobson with Red Wing. Lane 6 is Fiona Prill with Riptide. Lane 7, Addie Plone with Riptide. And lane 7 is Nora Ferris, also with Riptide Swimming. As they make their way down to the other end of the pool, let's see who is going to touch first here. Looks like perhaps lane number 2. Lane number 2 was Nicole Cambry. Let's see what the results feed us here. Yes, she did touch first. Next up will be our final heat. That'll be heat number 4. In lane number 1 is Freya Simmering with Riptide. Lane number 2 is Dalen Schmidt with Riptide. Lane number 3 is Morgan Sims with Riptide. Lane 4, Willa Moser with Edina. Lane 5, Jane Brinkman with Edina. Lane number 6 is Sloan Tussing with Northfield Swim Club. Lane number 7 is Elena Mendoza with Edina. And in lane number 8, Savannah Scrafford with Riptide.
And in lane 8, Riptide. Savannah Scrapp.
Finishing first is Morgan Sims in lane number 3 for Riptide.
50-meter freestyle.
Next up is event 96. This is boys 9 to 10, 50-meter freestyle. This will be heat 1 of 2.
Lane 3, Riptide swim.
In lane number 3 is Nicholas Siegler with Riptide. Lane 4 is Joe Howie with Riptide. And in lane number 5, Ben Johnson with Riptide. This is an all Riptide heat. Nicholas in lane 3 and Ben in lane 5 are 10-year-olds. Joe in lane 4 is a 9-year-old. All right. Nicholas Siegler will take first. Taking second was lane 5, Ben Johnson. And, of course, Joe Howie in lane 4 will take third. Next up will be heat number 2. This will be our final heat in this event. Swimmers are set. In lane number 1, Eddie McGarvey with Riptide. Lane number 2, Elliot Loesch with Riptide. Lane number 3, Freddie Sen with Edina. Lane number 4 is Nick Millard with the Tiger Sharks. Lane number 5, Oscar Peterson with Edina. Lane number 6 is Sam Jens with Barracuda Aquatics. Lane number 7 is Graham Cresswell with Edina Swim Club. And lane number 8 is Luke Bell with Edina Swim Club. Touching first was Nick Millard in lane number 4, followed by Oscar Peterson in lane number 5.
Event 97.
And down to 8, so we have a pass.
50-meter breaststroke.
Next up, folks, we have a combined event. This is events 97 and 98. This will be the 50-meter breaststroke. This is 8 and under, boys and girls.
Lane 2, swim club. Whitney Jacobson.
In lane number 2, Whitney Jacobson with Red Wing Swim Club. Lane number 2. Lane number 3 is Nelly Agalilu with Riptide. Sorry about the pronunciation there. Lane number 4 is Maeve McAuliffe with Edina. Lane number 5, Grace Nguyen with the Black Line Aquatics. And in lane number 8, Jack Rendall with Edina Swim Club.
I keep just trying new things, you know.
All right, as they make their way down to the other end, it does appear, well, Jack Rendell will touch first for the boys, I believe. Let's see what the results say here. It has not updated yet. And for the girls, it does look like Nelly in lane number 3 finished first for the girls, followed by Maeve McAuliffe in lane number 4. Next up is Event 99. This is girls 11 to 12 50-meter breaststroke. This will be heat 1 of 3. In lane number 2, Eden McDonald for Blackline. Lane number 3 is Grace DeWolf with Red Wing. Lane number 4, Ava Gullickson for Riptide. Lane number 5, Emma Close for the Tiger Sharks. And in lane number 6, Claire Brinkman with the Edina Swim Club. In lane number 3, Grace DeWolf is 11 years old. The rest of the swimmers are all 12 years old. It does appear, from my point of view, it looks like Emma Close in lane number 5 with the Tiger Sharks is in the lead. I guess we'll find out here in just a moment. Ava Gullickson did touch first in lane number 4 with a time of 48.87. Finishing second was Emma Close in lane number 5 with a time that I can't see. Next up will be heat number 2. All right, in lane number 1 is Kate Mechtel with Blackline Aquatics. Lane 2, Sophia Buzato Krell with Blackline. Lane number 3, Evie Eicher with Edina. Lane number 3 is Natalie Christ with Edina. Lane number 5 is Sophia Macklin with Blackline Aquatics. Lane number 6 is Charlie Jacobson with Red Wing. Lane number 7 is Iris Polvoni with Riptide. Lane number 8 is Sienna Yaki with Red Wing. Touching first was Charlie Jacobson. Next up is heat number 3. This will be our final heat of Event 99. Swimmers are getting set on the blocks right now. I warned you, folks, these 50s go by so fast. Swimmers are getting a reset here. Into the water they go. In lane number 1 is Chelsea Graw with Riptide. Lane number 2 is Olive Patterson with Riptide. Lane number 3, Megan Greenberg, Edina. Lane number 4, Claire Duhlman with the Tiger Sharks. Lane number 5 is Vivian Kohler with Riptide. Lane number 6, Emma Paul with Riptide. Lane 7, Constance Riesner with Edina. Lane number 8, Ruby Dallin with Riptide. Finishing first is Claire Duelman in lane number 4. Finishing second was Vivian Kohler in lane number 5 for Riptide. Next up is Event 100 Boys 11 to 12 50-meter breaststroke. This will be heat 1 of 2.
In lane 2 from Riptide Swim Team, Jace Hansen. In lane 3 from Edina Swim Club, Louis Lambert.
In lane number 2 is Jace Hansen with Riptide. In lane number 3 is Louis Lambert with Edina. Lane number 4 is Griffin Smith with Riptide. Lane number 5 is Luke Frenshu with Barracuda Aquatics. And lane number 6 is Max Hartwell with Blackline.
Sit and slide.
There's your results, folks. Max Hartwell with Blackline in lane number 6 did touch first, followed by Louis Lambert in lane number 3. All right, next up is heat number 2. This is our final heat of Event 100. In lane number 1, Ivan Kircher from Riptide. Lane number 2, Graham Tillemans, Blackline. Lane number 3, Brian Yang with Riptide. Lane number 4, Philip Simmering, Riptide Swim Team. Lane number 5 is Nico Gotti with Edina. Lane 6, Owen Jenin with Riptide. Lane number 7 is Johnny Hemberger with Edina Swim Club. And in lane number 8, Avesta Mirza Sadehi from Edina. Lane number 6, Owen Jenin is the only 11-year-old in the pool. The rest of the swimmers are 12 years old. There's our results, folks. Finishing first was Philip Simmering in lane number 4 for Riptide. Next up is Event 101. This is girls, 9 to 10, 50-meter breaststroke. This will be heat 104. In lane number 3, Santa Roy with Riptide. Lane number 4, Julia Levis with Edina. Lane number 5, Elizabeth Meyer with Riptide. All 3 of these swimmers are 9 years old. Santa Roy in lane number 3 has a 57.13 prior. Lane number 4, Julia Levis with Edina has a 55.81. And Elizabeth Meyer in lane number 5 for Riptide has a 55.98 previously. Does appear that Elizabeth Meyer in lane number 5 is leading the pack down to the other end of the pool. About a body length away is Julia Levis in lane number 4 from Edina. Folks, go ahead and leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Hit the like button if you like to see these events streamlined, or I'd rather live streamed. And we'll share that information with the swim teams. There's our results. Elizabeth Meyer in lane number 5 with Riptide did finish first. Next up is heat number 2. Lane number 2, Olivia Dubois with Riptide. Lane number 3, Sloan Tussing with Northfield Swim Club. Lane number 4, Aria Linsmeyer with Riptide. Lane 5, Quinn Hatelli with Riptide. Lane number 6, Lily Close with the Tiger Sharks. And in lane 7, Addie Plone with Riptide Swimming.
Lane 7 for Riptide Swim Team. Oh.
This is a pretty close race as they go down to the other end of the pool. Does look to me like lane number 5, Quinatelli, may be leading the pack. A little bit hard to tell from my point of view here, but I believe she is leading them down to the other end of the pool. Will, tell us a little bit real quickly about the breaststroke. Is that, I always think that's one of the most difficult strokes.
I 100% agree. I mean, when I was younger, I used to use it as my my rest stroke on my 100 IM and 200 IM. But when you really work on it and you get in some tough rate. Hold on 1 second.
We'll give Will back in just a moment. Next up is heat number 3. We'll get Will back as soon as the swimmers are in the water. Lane number 1, Gia Narang with Edina. Lane number 2, Nora Ferris with Riptide. Lane number 3, Hannah Van Ruden with Barracuda. Lane number 4, Ellie Wagoner with Riptide. Lane number 5, Addie Vitas with Riptide. Lane 6, Savannah Scrafford with Riptide. Lane 7, Gwyneth Herman with Riptide. And lane number 8 is Chloe Quee with Riptide. Folks, as you know, it doesn't leave much time to speak here between these races. We'll get Will back in just a second. Will is my in-pool announcer here. He's also one of our swimmers. So, Will, you were telling me, Will, here about the breaststroke.
Yeah. So it's a very tough stroke. There's a lot of things involved, and one mistake in your technique can falter your entire race. And yeah, there's just a lot to it. I'm not a breaststroker myself, but I can totally see. Hold on 1 second.
We'll have Will in and out of this broadcast, folks. It's great to have him next to me here for this. Next up is Heat 4.
Heat 4. Lane 1.
All right, folks. This is heat number 4. This is our final heat of this event. And lane number 1 is Morgan Sims with Riptide. Lane number 2 is Evie Ferris with Riptide. Lane number 3 is Dalen Schmidt with Riptide. Lane number 4 is Kinsey Jacobson with Red Wing. Lane number 5 is Jane Brinkman with Edina. Lane number 6 is Freya Simring with Riptide. Lane number 7 is Kaylee Schroeder with Riptide. And lane number 8 is Emily Graw with Riptide. Once we get into some of the longer strokes here, I'll have Will come back and join us at those times. These are going by so fast, a little bit too hard to get any kind of dialogue going. Now, again, this is heat number 4. This is our final heat in this event. And this event is Event 101, Girls 9 to 10, 50-meter breaststroke. There we go, folks. There's the results. Finishing first was Jane Brinkman from Edina in lane number 5. Next up is Event 102, Boys 9 to 10, 50-meter breaststroke. This will be heat 1 of 2. In lane number 3, Adam Risdom, unattached. Lane number 4 is Austin Wright with Edina. And in lane number 5 is Nicholas Siegler with Riptide Swim Team. I believe Adam swims with the Atlanta Swim Federation, if I'm not mistaken. Adam is a 10-year-old, has a previous time of 56.43. Austin Wright in lane number 4 swims for Edina. He's a 9-year-old. He has a 58.38 previously. And in lane number 5, Nicholas Siegler is with Riptide. He has a previous time of 55.17. Currently leading is Austin Wright from Edina in lane number 4. Coming in first was Austin Wright in lane number 4 for Edina. Coming in second was lane number 2, Adam Risdom, and I believe he's with Atlantis Swim Federation. Next up will be heat number 2.
Riptide swim team.
In lane number 2 is Elliot Loesch with Riptide. Lane number 3, Thea Nguyen with Edina. Lane number 4 is Bennett Olson with Edina. Lane number 5, Eddie McGarvey with Riptide. Lane number 6 is William Jing with Riptide. And in lane number 7 is Graham Cresswell with Edina Swim Club. This is a pretty tight race as they head down to the other end of the pool. Hard to call a leader at this point. It's probably lane number 4. Lane number 4 is Bennett Olson with Edina. Bennett Olson did take the first position here in lane number 4 for Edina. Second place went to Eddie McGarvey in lane number 5 for Riptide. All right, folks, here as the swimmers get set, we get a few things going here. We will begin event 103. This will be girls 11 to 12, 100-meter butterfly. This will be a two-heat event. Our swimmers in heat number 1 will be Constance Reisner with Edina Swim Club. She's a 12-year-old. She has a previous time of 1:39.69. And lane number 4 is going to be Anita Matsura from Northfield. She's 11 years old, has a previous time of 1:35.96. And in lane number 5 will be Kaylee Thiessen with Barracuda Aquatics. And she has a previous time of 1:36.28. Just getting a few things worked out here with the officials before we begin this event. And again, this will be 2 heats of swimming. And we'll be with you in just a moment.
Nice job.
All the timers have to come back to this end of the pool because we did complete all of our 50-meter races. And so now we move into the 100-meter races. It'll just take them a few minutes here to get set, and then we'll be on our way with 100-meter butterflies.
Can you really not hear?
No, I can. It's hard because I'm back there. There's all the chatter from the kids.
He's doing so awesome.
Yeah,
I want him here for every one of these.
He's got a good mentor.
No.
The master announcer from
You can walk.
We did get some feedback from some of the folks at home that said they love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to try announcing some more meets.
His mother does too. I don't know why. I forget, do you have a son or a daughter swimming right now?
2 daughters, one swimming now, Megan Ruby.
Okay.
So she's a 6th grader. So, and then in the afternoon, I have to be here for that as well. I've got Katie Rucci. And so yeah, I'm lucky to be here for the full thing.
Okay, good. I better get over here.
Do your thing. All right. So what did you want to talk about next time we talk?
Well, we have
These are
all the way until like the 800 free relay. So I think
during the 800 we want to come up with something big to talk about. I'm going to worry about that after. Something short for the 100.
I think do it right away. Yeah.
Guys, we need to make an announcement.
Yeah.
For the swimmers that just got done doing the 50s, somebody took a little girl's purse, dumped out all the contents on the chair, and stole her purse.
Okay, so
somebody just stole from one of the kids behind the block that is volunteering as a timer, and they stole her bag that was on the chair. You can see a little girl in tears there in lane 4.
all right. So what?
So I need you to make an
How should I
announcement.
phrase it? Yeah.
So if anybody removed a bag from lane 4, please return it. We need it returned. So somebody took
Do you
a
feel
bag
comfortable doing that, or
inadvertently.
you want me to do it?
Yeah. Anybody remove the bag from?
So somebody removed a bag from lane number 4. Please return it immediately.
Somebody remove a bag from lane 4. I have an announcement to make. Somebody removed a bag from lane 4, and if you have it, please return it. Thank you. Immediately.
Remember, always say I have an announcement.
Yeah, I think I made that mistake with the positive checks.
Okay, we're getting ready. Turn your mic on.
All right, folks, just a few technicalities we're getting worked out here. And here we go. This is event 103, girls 11 to 12, 100-meter butterfly. This will be 2 heats of swimming. This is heat number 1. All right. In lane number 3 is Constance Reesner with Edina Swim Club. Lane number 4, Anita Matsura with Northfield Swim Club. Lane number 5, Kaylee Thiessen with Barracuda Aquatics.
They bring it back yet?
We didn't necessarily hear your guys' announcements. Oh, really? It's almost as if we need to yell it in there, and I almost want to have our coaches understand, as in coaches and parents. Please check your kids.
I have an announcement to make. Once again, we have a missing purse that was over in the timer section here in lane number 4. Someone walked off with that, so please, coaches and spectators and swimmers, if you took a purse from the timing area in number 4, please return it immediately. Thank you very much.
Heat 2.
All right, you can see there Anita Matsura finished first in lane number 4. Next up will be heat number 2.
In 1, Riptide Swim Team. Kaylin Dubois. Lane 2 from Edina Swim Club, Ella Hughes.
In lane number 1 is Kaylin Dubois with Riptide. Lane number 2 is Ella Hughes with Edina. Lane number 3 is Catherine Deeb with Riptide. Lane number 4, Addie Fakken with Riptide. Lane 5, Iris Polvoni with Riptide. And in lane number 6 is Violet Canole with Northfield. In lane 7, Genevieve McLaughlin with Edina Swim Club.
If you don't feel comfortable from that way, otherwise, do it exactly how he says.
Catherine Deeb from Riptide in lane number 3 is leading the pack back here. She set the pace for the pool. Closely on her heels in lane number 4, looks like it's Addie Fakken also with Riptide. Let's watch as they come back to the other end of the pool to finish out this event and this heat.
Coming in first, closely followed by Addie Fakken. First at the time of 122.58.
All right, there it is. Catherine Deeb does finish first with a 122.58. Next up is going to be, let me just fix this here. Boy, we had a sudden wind come in. Sorry, folks. Event 104, boys 11 to 12, 100-meter butterfly. This will be heat 1 of 1. Swimmers are in the water. Lane number 2, James Reesner with Edina. Lane number 3, Berhanadin Taiwala with Edina. Lane 4, Augie Nguyen Ingolsby with Edina. Lane 5, Logan Wolf with Riptide. Lane 6, Parker Stuckey with Riptide. Lane 7, Leon Tayawat with Edina.
Lane 7 from Edina Swim Club, Leon Tiawa. Bag. Lights off.
Hi, folks. Once again, we've got that announcement. We are missing a pink or pinkish Lululemon purse or bag that was taken from the timers area in lane number 4. Please, coaches, look around, see if you see it. And swimmers, we need that returned immediately. So please bring that back. Thank you. Have I told you we got a face for radio this weekend yet? Your mic's hot.
Next announcement, point out that we've got a retired peace officer here. He's going to be doing the best
All right, folks.
Leon Tiawa.
Leon Tiawat in lane number 7 did finish first, followed by Augie Nian Inglesby in lane number 4.
Event 105.
Next up,
Boys and girls, 100-meter butterfly.
next up is
Lane 1 from Edina Swim Club.
all right. In lane number 1 is Isla Wentzman with Edina. Lane 2, Lauren McDonald with Blackline.
Lane 3 from Edina Swim Club.
Lane 3, Lucy Decker with Edina. Lane 4, Nicole Cambry with Riptide.
Lane 5.
And lane 5, Lily Close with the Tiger Sharks.
And in lane 8 from Edina Swim Club.
Once again, this is combined event 105 and 106, boys and girls 10 and under, 100-meter butterfly. Because this is combined, we also have a swimmer in lane number 7. That's Oscar Peterson with the Edina Swim Club. Sorry about that, Oscar. You're on another page here. I missed that. Looks to me like in lane number 4, Nicole Cambry with Riptide is leading the pack here. Pretty closely followed by Lily Close from the Tiger Sharks. Both swimmers are 10 years old. Nicole comes into this with a 156.85 previously. Lily has a 139.02 from her short course times. Over in lane number 7, Oscar Peterson is a 10-year-old from Edina. And from the short course, he comes into this with a 153.80 previously. All right, they're working their way back now to the finish line. We'll switch to that view as soon as they come into the camera view. And here they come right now. Touching first will be lane number 4, Nicole Cambry with Riptide. All right, with a time of 1:49.36, Nicole will touch, coming in first. Second is going to be Lily Close in lane number 5 with a 152.37.
Event 107. Girls 11 golf, 200-meter breaststroke.
Next up is event 107. This is girls 11 to 12, 200-meter backstroke. This will be a single heat event.
Lane 1 from Riptide Swim Team, Claire McKinley. In lane 2 from Riptide Swim Team, Audrey Heggie. In lane 3 from
Blackline Aquatics, Morgan Rutherford. Lane 4 from Edina Swim Club.
Folks, in lane number 1 is Claire McKinley with Riptide. Lane number 2, Audrey Heggie with Riptide. Lane 3, Morgan Rutherford, black line. Lane number 4, Nora Precker with Edina. Lane 5, Nora Behrens with Riptide. Lane 6, Ella Fleming with Edina. In lane 7 is Claire Duelman with the Tiger Sharks. And in lane number 8 is Ella Schlegel with Blackline Aquatics. In lane number 5, Nora Behrens with Riptide is currently leading here. And pretty close behind her, about a body length or so behind, is Nora Precker in lane number 4 with Edina. Nora Behrens in 5 for Riptide comes into this with a 2:59.41 previously. Let's watch as she makes her turn here. Gets a nice push off. And same thing with Nora Precker in lane number 4. They both get a good turn. Nora Precker is gaining on Nora Behrens. It'll be interesting to see what happens here as this continues on its way down to the other end of the pool.
It's a good view. I make trial closing before. Don't forget about that race.
All right, folks, as they make their way back here to the finish, does appear that in lane number 5, Nora Behrens will touch first, followed by lane number 4, Nora Precker. Let's get the results up here on the screen here. There you go. She touches first with a 2:54.35. Nora Precker in lane number 4 is a 2:56.03. Touching third was lane number 3. That's Morgan Rutherford with Blackline. Next up is event 108. This is boys 11 to 12, 200-meter backstroke. This will be a single heat event. And this will be an all Edina Swim Club event. Lane number 3 is Leon Tiawat with Edina. Lane number 4, Augie Nguyen Ingoldsby with Edina. Lane number 5 is Johnny Hemberger with Edina, obviously. And 6 has Avesta Mirza Sadeghi, also with Edina. Looks like Augie in lane number 4 is leading the pack down. Augie's a 12-year-old. In fact, they're all 12 years old. Augie has a previous time of 3:03.66. Sure.
We also have an announcement. Time trial sign up posted at the start of event 109.
Yep. Absolutely. Do your thing there. Who's leading here? Is this lane 4? Yep. Sorry, folks. Hot mic. All right. Lane number 4 is leading currently. That's Augie. He's been leading the entire race here, but he's lengthened his lead to about 2 body lengths. Right behind him, like I said, about 2 body lengths behind is lane number 5. That, of course, is Johnny Hemberger. They are teammates rather, at Edina. Johnny comes into this with a 3:20.99 previously. The wind is starting to pick up here. Hopefully it doesn't blow the equipment into the pool. That would make a very short live stream today. And I'll be with you for the entire day. We have the AM session here that I'm co-hosted here by my teammate here, Will. And then this afternoon we'll have a PM session that will start for the rest of the afternoon. You will have to go out and log into that one separately. That is available. If you go out to YouTube, search on Riptide Swim Team, you'll see the live event there for the afternoon. Click on that and you'll be set. Lengthening his lead is Augie in lane number 4. He is dominating this race, clearly going to finish first. In second place currently is Leon in lane number 3. Leon comes into this with a 2:51.64 in the short course season. Augie touches with a 3:03.71. Touching second was lane number 3. I believe that was kind of a soft touch, however. And lane number 5 will finish third. Lane number 5 was Johnny Hemberger. He finished with a time of 3:19.20. Next up is event 109. This is girls 10 and under, 100-meter backstroke. This will be heat 1 of 3. In lane 1, Sloan Tussing with Northfield. Lane 2, Aria Linsmeyer with Riptide. Lane number 3 is Kayla Schroeder with Riptide. Lane number 4, Nora Ferris with Riptide. Lane 5, Emily Graw with Riptide. Lane number 6 is Gia Narang with Edina. Lane number 7 is Quinn Hatelli with Riptide. And lane number 8 is Julia Levis with Edina.
Maybe like how I got into swimming, what swimming's done for me, where it's gotten me.
Oh, it pushes a strong work ethic and a balance between school and work or life.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
All right, folks, we got ourselves a race here between lanes 6 and 7. Let's watch them here as they come back. That's Gia and Quinn in lanes 6 and 7. Gia edges out Quinn. Gia gets a 147.43. Quinn has a 148.50. Finishing third was Nora Ferris with Riptide in lane number 4. Up next is heat number 2. In lane number 1 is Evie Ferris with Riptide. Lane 2, Hannah Von Ruden with Barracuda. In lane number 3 is Isla Wentzman with Edina. Lane number 4, Nicole Cambry with Riptide. Lane 5, Ellie Wegener with Riptide. Lane 6, Fiona Prill with Riptide. Lane 7, Elizabeth Meyer with Riptide. In lane number 8 is Savannah Scrafford with Riptide. Oh, folks, I'm sorry. I didn't know that the results were up on the screen there. We'll give you a better view.
I heard you saying Isla, and I was like, something's odd. Okay, thank you.
Man, this is a tight one, I think, huh? Lane 4, a little bit ahead. Hard to tell.
We're having a tight race here, but it looks like
This is a tight race here. Lane 5 appears to be pulling ahead just by about a head length. Oh, now about a half a body length over lane number 4. Lane 5 is Ellie Wegener with Riptide. Lane 4 is Nicole Cambry, also from Riptide. Ellie has a previous time of 1:47.37. Let's watch as she comes back and she touches first. So finishing with a time of 1:46.11 is Ellie Wegener first, followed by Nicole Cambry in lane number 4 with a time of 1:48.95. Next up is heat number 3. This will be our final heat of event 109. In lane number 1 is Addie Vitas with Riptide. Lane number 2 is Addie Plone with Riptide. Lane number 3 is Dalen Schmidt with Riptide. Lane number 4, Jane Brinkman with Edina. Lane 5, Elena Mendoza with Edina. Lane number 6 is Chloe Quee with Riptide. Lane 7, Izzy Kane, Edina. And in lane number 8 is Gwyneth Herman with Riptide Swim Team.
yeah, so that'll be after the next one, right? Yeah.
And if you need a break with that time, that's fine. Okay. Just make sure you come back.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you hear the whistle and you're not here, I'll just do what I can to stall.
Okay.
All right, folks, this is a pretty tight race, but it does look like lane number 4 is leading the race currently. That's Jane Brinkman from Edina. Let's watch as they make their way back here.
Elena and Chloe are now battling for second and third, and Brinkman comes in first with a time of 1:36.21.
There you go. Finishing first with the time of 1:36.21 was Jane Brinkman in lane number 4. Finishing second in lane number 6 was Chloe Quee with Riptide with a 1:37.77. Next up is event number 110. This is boys 10 and under, 100-meter backstroke. This will be heat 1 of 2. In lane number 1, Ben Johnson with Riptide. Lane number 2 is Graham Cresswell with Edina. Lane 3, Ben Kohler with Riptide. Lane number 4, Eddie McGarvey with Riptide. Lane 5, Luke Flatham with Red Wing. Lane number 6 is Theo Nguyen with Edina. And lane number 7 is Adam Risdom, unattached. And I believe Adam is swimming with Atlanta Swim Federation. Not sure what happened here with the results. Let's quickly switch this, folks. There you go. Somebody bumped my terminal here and pulled up the results again. I apologize. That shouldn't be happening. All right, leading the pack is lane number 4. Lane number 4 is Eddie McGarvey with Riptide. Eddie's a 10-year-old. He comes into this event with a 151.37. Pretty hot on his heels, however, is lane number 2. That's Graham Cresswell from Edina. Graham is a 9-year-old and has a short course time of 132.01. This is going to be a fight here to the end because it looks like Graham is really trying to turn on the jets. This is definitely going to be a tight race. Let's see what happens here. Graham is going to touch first, and he does. There it is. He touches first with a 149.32. Eddie McGarvey will touch with a 149.62. Coming in third was lane number 7, Adam Risdom, with a 156.65. Heat number 2 next. This will be our final heat of event 110.
Lane 1 from Edina Swim Club, Luke Bell. Lane 2 the Tiger Shark Swim Club.
In lane number 1, Luke Bell with Edina. Lane number 2, Nick Millard with the Tiger Sharks. Lane 3, Max Stokes with Edina. Lane number 4 is Elliot Loesch with Riptide. Lane 5, Bennett Olson with Edina. Lane 6, Sam Jens with Barracuda Aquatics. Lane 7, Oscar Peterson with Edina. Lane number 8 is Austin Wright with Edina. This is another tight race. However, it does appear that lane number 5, I think, is leading, but just barely. Lane number 5 is Bennett Olson. Let's see what happens here. All right, let's pull it up. This is much too close. It was Bennett Olson who took first place here in lane number 5 with Edina with a 138.42.
138.42.
And in lane number 3, Max Stokes took second with a 138.60. That was our last heat for event 110. Folks, at this time, we've got a short break here, approximately 10 minutes. My timer goes to 5 minutes. I apologize for that, but you guys will get the hint here. Let's take you back to the main pool view as we wait for our return. We'll be back in just a few moments. This gives you a chance to go stretch your legs. Folks, once again, this is a 10-minute break, so we've got about 9 minutes or so left. Just to let you know, we will be back with you real soon.
is a no swim zone. You don't walk through wires. Go around that way. Don't come this way, please.
Dylan, you're not allowed to go that way.
Come on, this way. No,
Dylan.
don't go back. Go that way.
Oh my God, just come this way and go. Or are you just trying to go that way? Where are you trying to go?
This is distance. No, this is distance. We have one time trial in the 400. There we go. Excellent. Oh, really?
We have a ton of time trials. This is not the time.
I missed both.
I have one time trial this year, but that's not all that.
I know that.
Oh, okay.
I understand it. I misspoke. Okay?
Okay.
Yep, I totally get it. Yep.
Folks, we are on a short break here. We'll be back with you very soon. We're very excited to bring you today's broadcast. Don't forget, after this, we will have a continuation on a different stream. So if you want to stick with us for the whole day, just go back out to Riptide's YouTube page, look under the live area, and make sure you select the afternoon broadcast.
Let's get into this.
So, folks, we are on this short break here. When we return, we will be bringing you a combined girls and boys 10 and under 400-meter freestyle. And that will be our next one. It'll be events 111 and 112, rather. So that's boys and girls 10 and under 400-meter freestyle. That will be an all Edina event. And then after that, we will have a combined events 113 and 114. And that will be girls and boys 11 to 12 800-meter freestyle. All right, folks, here we go.
Event 11 and 12, girls and boys, 400 freestyle. And in lane 1, we have a 400 IM time trial. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, folks. Here we are, events 111 and 112. This is girls 10 and under 400-meter freestyle and boys 10 and under 400-meter freestyle. And this is an all Edina event. In lane number 1, Adelaide Wolf with Edina. She's a 9-year-old. In lane number... Well, let's see here. Hold on here. They switched the lanes on us. So lane number 3, it looks like, is Bennett Olson. Lane number 4 is Max Stokes. And lane number 5 is Freddie Sen. And again, these are all from Edina. Now, the boys are all 10 years old. Adelaide Wolf is 9 years old. She's in lane number 1. Adelaide has a previous time here of 7:01.89 in her short course season. Bennett Olson has a previous time of 6:35.06. And Max Stokes, 6:36.56. And Freddie Sen, a previous time of 7:10.49. Once again, folks, I'm joined here by my co-host and in-pool announcer, Will. Will, introduce yourself again real quick to the folks at home.
Hi, I'm Will Radetsky. I swim for Riptide, and I swim freestyle.
So Will's favorite stroke, he says, is freestyle. Will, I know that you're heading to state. What's your state time you're going with here?
Well, I'm going for all the freestyles in the 100 fly, but I'm probably most pumped for the mid-distance events, 400, 200, stuff like that.
The 400 and 200. Great, great. Tell us a little bit about your program, how you prepare, your mindset, all of that kind of thing.
Yeah, so we to prepare for state, we mostly we taper off our practices about a week and a half before the big meet, and by tapering we just we reduce our yardage, a little bit of intensity, but we still have to keep that up to keep our bodies in shape. And our mindset, you know, that it varies per person. I just like to I don't like to think too hard about it until I get to the meet, you know. And when I'm at the meet, I'm in the zone. I'm only thinking about how I'm going to swim my races.
Awesome, awesome. And, you know, it is kind of a tough balance here between swim life, home life, and school life. That's got to be tough for you with all the practices and all the meets and things going on. How do you balance all that?
You know, I mean, so during the school year, of course, you go to school, and then afterwards, I live in Northfield, and I go to swim practice up in Apple Valley with Riptide. So along the way, usually I'll do my homework then, and then if I have any more after swim practice, I try to get done at home. But if you can find really any free time, it's best to spend it doing your school stuff and all that, to get it out of the way so you can focus on swimming mostly.
Well, that's awesome. And, you know, we are so proud to have Will with us here today, and he's doing such a great job. I'm just thrilled to have such a great co-host with me. Will, if you could give some advice to some of these younger swimmers, what would it be?
I'd say trust the process. You know, there's a lot of times where you may doubt how your performance is, but it's always going to work out in the end. Your coaches know what you're doing. So, yeah, trust the process.
Awesome. Folks, once again, if you like what you're hearing here, go ahead and hit the like button. We'd love to bring you more of these live streams and more of these great interviews with people like Will. This sends a message out to the different swim teams, especially those at Riptide, letting them know that you want to continue to see these live streams. Once again, this is Tom Rucci. I'll be your live stream host for the rest of this AM session, as well as I will be here for your afternoon session today. And again, you are watching a combined series of events right now on your screen. You're watching events 111 and 112. This is boys and girls, 10 and under, 400-meter freestyle. And in lane number 1 is Adelaide Wolf with Edina Swim Club. In lane 3 is Bennett Olson with Edina. Lane 4 is Max Stokes. And lane number 5 would be Freddie Sens. Folks, we'll have Will back with us here in just a little bit. He can maybe talk about a few other things. But right now, we're going to let you have some sights and sounds from the pool and enjoy the view. Please go ahead and hit that like button. We appreciate that.
Events 11, 113, and 114. Boys and girls, 11, 12, 800-meter freestyle.
All right, folks, we have another combined event here. This is events 113 and 114. This is boys and girls, 800-meter freestyle. In lane number 1, well, okay, listen, okay, let me take a look here. I didn't get the updated list.
Lane 5 for Medina, Eamon Huey. And in lane 6 for Medina, Leon Tiawat.
I'll have it for you in just a second here. Here we go. In lane number 2 is Charles Jacobson with Red Wing. Lane number 3 is Lydia McAuliffe with Edina. Lane number 5 is Iman Huey with Edina. And lane number 6 is Leon Tiawat with Edina. All right, folks, this is our last event and our last heat of the AM session for today. Once again, you are watching the 2023 Minnesota Regional Championships from Austin, Minnesota. This is a co-hosted event from Atlantis Swim Federation and Riptide Swimming. My name is Tom Rucci. I'm your live stream host, and I am joined here today by our in-pool announcer, and his name is Will. And Will, again, introduce yourself.
My name is Will Radetsky. I swim for a Riptide swim team in Minnesota.
So Will's been providing the in-pool announcing for all the spectators here. He's been doing such a great job. And if you've been watching, you know that he's also been joining me for some of the live stream banter back and forth. He's a natural at this. And if you like what he's doing, you like what we're doing, go ahead and hit that like button. This kid's got a bright future. He's going to state on several events. He's got a lot of insight into swimming, and we wish him just the best. So, Will, tell us about now how you're preparing for state. I think you told us before you like to kind of wait till the last minute and don't want to put in your overthink it, right? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. So
tell us what else. What's a little bit else about your thoughts on swimming, your just thoughts in general? Go ahead. You got the mic.
My thoughts on swimming. First off, it's gonna sound really generic, but I really enjoy it. It's kind of my life. But when I say that, it takes up all of my life and all that. But I really fell in love with the sport, and it's kind of like a sort of like a therapy. If anything is wrong in my life, it can always help me out. It's always there for me.
Will, how old were we when you first got into swimming? How old were you?
I was probably about 7 years old. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I've been swimming since about 7 years old.
So it's safe to say you've been swimming most of your life then?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, tell us a little bit something else here. Go ahead. You've got the mic. I'll give you a little bit of free time here.
I'll just tell you guys a little bit about myself.
Also intercut once in a while to what's going on in the pool.
Okay. So I got into swimming because both my brothers did this sport. I didn't think I'd really enjoy it or anything. I just kind of did it because I had nothing better to do with my life. And once I did it, I really kind of started enjoying it, and I met new people, and it like gradually became my life. And all that time that I had out of the pool was like I'd either spend it like with my swimming friends or doing stuff like that. And so that's kind of where it all began. And then eventually I started getting a lot better, and that really helped me because then I got like a better connection with the sport and all that. And then I met more people at bigger meets, and that really helped.
So, Will, who are some of your favorite swimmers to watch here? Swimmers maybe from the Olympics, from some of the other teams. Go ahead.
Caleb Dressel, he's always a fun one to watch just because he does all the sprinting and everything. Super fast. Michael Phelps is always a classic. And then I also like to watch some of the Brazilian swimmers, Bruno Freitas and Chad Leclose. He actually beat Michael Phelps in the 200 fly. I think it was 2012, and it was really kind of cool to see sort of an underdog or a new guy beat Phelps. And yeah, I really like watching those guys especially Chad, because even though you may be up against maybe best in the state at something or someone who's always beating you, you can still do it. So I like that.
Awesome. Once again, we are so lucky to be joined by one of our swimmer volunteers here today. Will is doing such a great job. Folks, you're watching our final events and final heats of the morning session here of the 2023 Minnesota Regional Championships. This is events combined 113 and 114. These are boys and girls, 11 to 12, 800-meter freestyle. After this one, we'll have a break, and then if you are watching the afternoon session, and we sure hope you are, you will need to go back to the YouTube channel for Riptide Swimming, and under the live tab, you'll see that we have another scheduled event for Sunday afternoon. That's going to be the one you want to click on for this afternoon's broadcast. Once again, my name is Tom Rucci. I'm your live stream host, and I'll be with you for both the end of this session and for the entire afternoon session. All right, folks, some more sights and sounds from the pool. So for the girls, lane number 3. Lane number 3 is who, Will?
Lane 3 is Lydia McAuliffe.
Lydia McAuliffe has taken the bell, meaning that she will be the first one here in first place but on the girls. Still a pretty big battle here for that slot here. So in lane number 3 and 4, let's see here. Is this lane 3? That's not 4.
No. Is this one lane 2?
All right, folks. In lane number 2 is Charlie Jacobson with Red Wing. Lane number 3 is Lydia McAuliffe. Lydia comes into this with a 15:06.97 previously.
Lydia McAuliffe flying into second, followed closely behind by Charlie Jacobson. I can probably just recycle
Come on over
those.
here. Let's look at time trial.
Folks, that will conclude our AM session of the Minnesota Regional Championships, hosted by, AM session, I should say, hosted by Riptide and Atlanta Swim Federation. I'm Tom Rucci. I'm your live stream host, and it's been a pleasure to bring this to you today. I had a great partner here today with Will, and hopefully we'll see you in the next session that's going to be up for the afternoon session in about, I think it starts in, I don't know, probably an hour and a half, somewhere in there. But you'll see it. It's out there on YouTube on the Riptide channel under the live stream area. You will need to click on that stream in order to join us back here. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.